Welcome to Regenerate, Don't Degenerate. This is Jim and
Brenda.
We're going to be doing some exercises on this first day of February. Isn't this great? It's Friday.
The day before we got married 46 years ago?
Yes, it is. So it's time for warming up. Get ourselves moving, get ourselves warmed up. We have a good routine here for this Friday. I'm going to talk today a little bit about exercising when you have arthritis. A lot of concern about that, a lot of question about that from what I can see. And from what I've experienced, people who have the aches and pains of arthritis struggle to exercise because it's hard, it hurts. And you know it's going to hurt more when you exercise, and is it going to damage you and cause permanent problems or cause it to get worse? A lot of concern about that. I don't have direct experience with it, fortunately. Although my grandmother had arthritis.
I do know that I had it in my hands years ago, and when I stopped milking the cow, it stopped. But also, if I kept them warm, it stopped. But now, just moving them, I don't have problems anymore.
There
It's
you go.
weird. I was so much less healthy. I'm swimming.
So I'm not going to talk about how to prevent arthritis, how to make it go away. I'm not a doctor. I really don't have those kinds of answers. But what I want to talk about is something I have studied about, is that by exercising, we're going to do this stretch a little bit different, okay? We're going to kind of rock it back and forth. Whereas before
Sorry, this light is in my eyes. There we go.
Before we've just been doing a static stretch. So we've got this stretch where our foot is back in the back, heel on the ground. Now we're just kind of rocking back and forth on it, okay?
You were saying something.
Yes, I was. I'm trying to get it back around to switch sides. What I have experienced and what I get from my reading about exercising with arthritis is that first and foremost, confer with your medical provider, your doctor, your physical therapist, whoever it is that may be working with you, your rheumatologist, whoever you may be working with. We're going to stretch it out to the side. Same thing that we were doing before, just kind of back and forth here to the side though. Be sure that they're on board with what you're doing. Get their recommendations. Have them describe your limitations to you. That's goes without reason, right? But beyond that, most of them, now we're going to kind of change our positioning. This foot's this way, this one's a little bit like this. We're going to we rock it back more on this side, okay? Now, kind of a tough move, but we're just kind of doing some stretchy, active stretching in what we got here. It's important we get it stretched out. But what the advice typically is, it's hard to talk like this and as we're exercising, right? We're going to kick ourselves up lightly, back, up, kick, okay?
I'm coming.
The point is though, if you're just getting started, if you're having a lot of problems, low impact is the trick. So whether it's walking or doing exercises like what we're doing, it's low impact.
How to do animal care.
And that's the trick. Now, I wrote a little bit about this in our newsletter that went out Today, actually. So if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, go to our website, hardnessapproach.com, and sign up for the newsletter.
Then send us a message. Send me a message at hardnessapproach.com and ask me to send you the newsletter, because it won't go out retroactively.
Yeah, it won't. But do that, and yeah, let us know that that's what you want, and we can get that to you, because that's important that you.
I do want to say this. His grandma had it. Your mom had it.
Yep.
His niece that he grew up with
At a very young age.
got it in her, I would say, 30s,
Yep.
the really bad rheumatoid arthritis, RA.
Yep.
And, you know, the kind that is not, the kind that is a huge medical,
Yeah.
like a disease.
Yeah.
And she's coped with it all these years.
We're not using weights today to be
She's
consistent.
a rancher farmer.
To be consistent with we're talking about arthritis and we're doing lower impact kinds of things. So once again, like I say for everything else, what we're going to do now, we're going to be doing the squats like this. Don't go down further. Don't do this faster than you can or than what's comfortable. And so let's go.
Now,
1,
I'm going to say this.
2,
My knees, when I first start, have a
3,
little pain, the first 2 or 3.
4,
And then as I keep going,
5,
the pain completely goes away.
6.
It's like when you get up in the morning
7,
and if you have, say,
8,
your back or your leg or something
9,
that hurts, the first few steps
10,
hurt, and then after that,
11,
you've worked it out. That's
12.
what exercise does for being able. You move it and you lose that pain.
Now, I'm not promising if you have some form of arthritis that we can make your pain go totally away, but what I am suggesting is that if you do movements, low impact and build up, you can do strength training, all of this, and that will help you. But work up to it slow and sure.
I'm catching up.
She's catching up. I'm catching my breath while she catches up. Okay, we're gonna do some lunges, just where we come out. We're not having the weights. We're reducing our impact today. Okay, don't go out further nor dip lower than you're comfortable with doing, but definitely do it. This is great for balance as well as strengthening your legs. Keep your posture right. Keep your core engaged. I'm not counting. I've lost count.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll do what feels good here, all right? So it's important to do some movement, keep it going, and what happens over time, your ability to do more increases. And it will help reduce that pain and discomfort that you have. This is
Pain
what
and
people say,
discomfort.
this is what the doctors say, so it's important.
I'm gonna do that one since that one twinged me. Ah, see? When I went down the first time it twinged, went down the second
I'm all
time a
made
little,
of hinges.
went
Hey,
down the third time,
I like this.
almost
Bend
gone.
forward, bend back.
No, I'm not gonna bend back because my back is tired, hurting.
Okay.
It's, you know, when you stand over a sink that's too low and your
Here's
back
how she
kinda
was
nags.
standing. I'm sure she was a little bit leaned
Well,
forward.
because it was,
Because
I
you're
couldn't
working on
stand
things,
like
so
that.
you lean forward.
That's why we've raised all of our counters up as we're making them. They're all
Yep.
like 36.5 inches tall, so they're up high, so I don't have to bend over. If you
Ergonomics is important, and when you're doing repetitive tasks, how you position your body can bring out a lot of aches and pains. And I'm sure because the counter you were working on was not as high, you were working on the one out in the middle, it's not as high as it should be. So she was tending to lean forward, which is going to make the pains happen back here.
Yep.
I mean, that's
And
what,
I knew it wasn't anything bad, you know, I knew it was okay. I just needed to fix it, but
I'm going to lean back and forth here,
it
right?
feels really good to be able to stretch that out this morning.
It's important.
It wasn't like, oh, that's my sciatic, or oh, I can't get off the floor. This young man, I'll tell you a story, talk about better. In 1995, September 1995, on a Saturday night, he had some severe back pain, and he'd been having back pain. He was way overweight, had a big belly out here.
All the things that contribute to those kinds of problems.
And he
So,
he was on the floor, and he was trying to get off of the floor, and he couldn't. He
Let's take our
couldn't
necks
move.
like this.
He couldn't move at all. The pain was so intense. So finally, we're like, well, let's at least get you up into a chair so that, you know. So I tried that. We got him into a chair, and the pain was so bad. It was just a dining room chair, that he went into shock. and I called 911.
911 are the people who helped me get into the chair.
Oh, serious?
Yep.
What made you go into shock?
When they were
When they put
picking
you
me
into
up,
the shock. Okay.
they helped me up.
That's what it was.
Yep.
They put him into the chair. He went
Let's
into
go
shock.
forward
They
and
were
back.
there. So they just took the chair, picked it
She's
up,
going wrong, but that's okay. She's talking.
put it in the ambulance just like that. So they put him on all kinds of muscle relaxers and all things like that. You know, that's what they do. They give you pills for it. Well, that was in 95. He went up.
Just look side to side.
Up from there in weight, because it wasn't until 2008 that we made our lifestyle change. And as you can see, he doesn't have a belly at all now. He doesn't have back pain at all now. They go together, because when you have a belly here, it pulls on your back here. And so
it's a combination of things typically. Is if you have more weight out here than you need, and you have the tendency to lean forward anyway, the two of them contribute to really pull you, and your muscles in back here just really get strained. These muscles are weak because, you know, you're not really using them.
And then I have had
It just builds on itself and gets worse and worse.
In my 40s, I had such bad knee pain that I was in therapy for a year.
We're gonna just do an active stretch here.
The reason I'm telling you this is because we changed our lifestyle. So we lost weight, but we didn't do it to lose weight, we did it to get healthy. And by changing our lifestyle, we don't have those aches and pains that we had before. We don't have them. They're gone.
Well, what we like to say, and this is actually what Dr. Schwartzbein says, is that if your body's not healthy, you're not going to lose weight.
And so I say this so that you know that, hey, we're not just two healthy people who have never experienced anything. We have definitely experienced it.
A lot of people look at us and say, you're so lucky to have...
Well, what did that one guy say? One of our followers said, oh, I could never be healthy like that dude. And he's like, got 30 or 40 years on him, you know?
And the reality is, it's not luck. It's not something that just happened to us. It's something that we made choices that got us here. I was going to do something different.
Go ahead. I'm just doing as you
We're going to roll our shoulders around so we're getting that full motion on our shoulders, right? All the way around.
Oh, that's just, I think we've got more floor than head.
So it's important to get healthy, and it's important to include exercise along with that. So great combination as you do that. Put your body where it needs to be. Let's reverse directions.
Because I'll tell you
now.
this, we wouldn't be able to have a farm and work the way we do.
Well, yesterday I needed to get some kindling. We have some larger logs, and so I went out there with the axe and I chopped
He was
the full
Paul
log for us.
Bunyan.
Just and I was amazed at, you know, the work outs that I've been doing, the work that I've been doing really prepared me for it, and I was able to do it without pain, without any discomfort. I mean, I feel great today having went out. I was invigorated by it. So
He was heated up.
Yeah, my
Had to
outside,
layer
my
off.
skin temperature was way up there. It was about what I am on the inside, so it felt great. But we're doing a simple session today. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Because she's breathing, I can tell.
Sorry.
The point is not to just go crazy. I mean, a lot of the advice for exercise today is to push yourself to the point of exhaustion, push your muscles as far as you can. And yeah, there's some advantage to that. There's a lot of research to show that that can help you get the most gain. And that's great for people who are really full into exercise. They've been doing it for a while. Their body's in great shape. They're physically ready and mentally and emotionally capable of doing those things. And if that's where your goals are, work yourself in that direction. That's fantastic. That's a great thing to do. For most of us, getting up out of our chairs and doing some moving is huge for us, and it's what we need. It's how we start that habit. And we may eventually get to that place where we can really grow those muscles in our bones. But in the meantime, doing these exercises like we're doing them is getting a habit started. We're enjoying it. We're going to get the gains out of it. That's where we have to start. You can't start at that advanced level. You have to start where you are and work your way up to it. And that's what we're doing here with Regenerate. Don't degenerate, because that's what's going to happen. So we're going to see you on Monday. That's going to be the 4th of February. Till then, take care. Stay healthy.